Good morning and thank you for joining us this morning. Today we're going to be discussing a great annual program that MSATP hosts every year, the Solo and Small Firm Principals Conference. Joining me this morning is to discuss the program is past president and Solo chair Marion Thompson. Good morning, Marion.
Good morning, Sandy.
Thank you for joining me this morning.
Of course.
Wonderful. But before we move on to discuss that program, I want to tell everyone about a couple of new opportunities that you may want to attend. On September 24th, MSATP will be hosting the practitioner meeting with the Internal Revenue Service in Owings Mills. This 4-hour event will bring representatives from the Internal Revenue Service who will address the following issues: identity theft, data protection, the paycheck checkup and proper withholding, which is the new 2019 W-4. Marion, are you working with your clients to deal with that?
Yes, we are. We're doing quite a number of consultations this off-season to be sure that 2018 is going to come out smoothly and jump ahead for 2019.
Yeah, I think a lot of people should be doing this because I think their clients are going to have a little surprise when they get their taxes done.
If they don't look at it now, they're going to be really shocked in the spring.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you don't want your clients to have surprises. So if you haven't started doing that, definitely start doing that. Well, also in addition to the topics on the W-4, we're going to be talking about payment options, e-service, authentication. Oh my goodness, you say it.
Authentication?
There you go. Thank you so much, Marion.
Sure.
Secure access for transcripts and e-services. In addition to that, we're going to be talking with the IRS about how they're preparing for the upcoming tax season. I know as practitioners, we are all making plans for the upcoming tax season because we know it's going to be very difficult with the new tax act, the W-4, and we're going to have to spend a lot more time with our clients because I think they're going to have a lot more questions, especially we're looking at the new 1040. We got rid of the 1040A and EZ. So, and we have 450 different changes. So I think this is going to be a huge issue with the IRS because I think we need to know what they're doing to prepare.
Exactly. We need to be able to serve our clients by working efficiently and smartly with the IRS, so we need to know how things are going on their end.
Right. We want to know, are they hiring new people? How are they dealing with, these new forms? What are they doing? Are they, we don't want to be in February and they're saying we can't file yet because that only causes us stress and longer tax season.
Exactly.
I mean, we're almost pretty much 12 months out of the year now. So, I mean, I don't know what else we can do, but it's pretty busy. So for this event, it is free, but it has limited space. So if you're interested in doing this, make sure you give the Society office a call at 1-800-922-9672, and we'll make sure you get registered. In addition to the IRS practitioner liaison meeting, we're going to be doing a day in D.C. I'm really excited about this.
This is going to be a great day.
I know. In D.C. in the fall, I mean, it's great. It's you see the foliage. And so we're going to be doing a tour of 2 different museums, the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Arlington National Cemetery. I have to say I've never been to the cemetery, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, I mean, it's just such a moving location. So the cost of that will be $65 without lunch or $80 with lunch. Again, we have limited space for this event, so you want to make sure that you get signed up. Now, both of these events will be available to everyone starting on Monday. So the DC event, you can actually register online for that one, but for the practitioner event with the IRS, you will have to call and get registered. Now let's start talking about the 2018 Solo Conference.
Great.
Mary, give us your thoughts on it.
This is one of my favorite programs throughout the year. It's a very unique program where 65 to 75 professionals, principals in their firms, get together for a retreat-style event. It's an all-inclusive event. It takes place over a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. We're going to be at Bethany Beach, Delaware, at a brand new facility. It's a wonderful time for principals to share with each other, learn from each other, and create those relationships that will serve you throughout the rest of the year. We have a number of great topics in small group sessions where you'll have a facilitator or a leader, and they will talk about a particular topic, and everybody gets to ask questions and put in their 2 cents worth. How have you solved this problem? How have you become ready for the next tax season, or new employees or employee benefits or security in your office. The topics are wide-ranging and very, very timely.
I think it's a great conference. I usually sit in on a couple of the classes, and I find that no matter what, even if I've been using, for instance, QuickBooks, I use it almost every day here at the office. And, it's amazing the tidbits that I picked up at the conference, on certain topics, on the security aspect of it. So, again, I think it's a great opportunity for anybody who is a solo practitioner, or even, small to mid-size, to join us for this event because of the relationships you build, also the questions you get answered, and you get it done in a very informal
Yes, it's a very comfortable, casual weekend. No coats and ties. Everybody's just relaxing and sharing, and there's lots of opportunities for outside the classroom discussions and networking as well. We have long lunches and dinners. We have the hospitality suite where you can play a little cards, have a beer, chat with your friends, find out a little bit more in depth about something you heard about but didn't get enough time in the session. It's a really great event. It's all inclusive, so your hotel room, your meals, they're all included, including a dinner theater event on Saturday night. It's a really great weekend. Get away from your offices, get away from your normal place, and just have that nice retreat time to plan ahead for the upcoming year.
And I think the thing we do on Sunday when we bring everyone together in the groups and we say, okay, what didn't we cover this weekend? What question do you have? And how can we help you? I think that's a great thing that when we end the weekend with that event. It's interesting when people say, I'm thinking about doing this. Has anybody done it? And the people are so open to share what their experience was. And it's amazing when you hear that how much time you will save because other people have already done the legwork.
Exactly. You're not having to reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And we have people who come from all over the state and some out-of-state
Yes.
attendees as well. And it's a time where you can benefit from somebody else's experience, and you don't have to go through making the same mistakes that somebody else already made. And you can find out from the young people what's new and hot, and you can find out from the experienced people maybe a better way to do it or a different way to think about things. It's just a really great event. And you're right that leaving the end of the weekend for what was your burning question that didn't get answered, let's deal with that now. So you have many opportunities throughout the weekend to make this event yours and to pick up those 4, 5, or 6 great little tidbits that are going to serve you throughout the rest of your year. And to start making those friendships and those relationships.
Right.
Because these are people that you can count on. I count on my solo and MSATP friends a lot because I don't know everything. I'm just out there just like everybody else. And, I can call up Ellen, and I can call up Bill Feely, and I can call up Pat Mager, and I can say, hey, I got a question. Mm-hmm. And maybe they have the answer, or maybe they just have a way for me to find it.
Right, exactly. So when is it this year?
It's November the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Bethany Beach. Brand new facility there. It's just gorgeous. We're going to be able to take nice walks along the boardwalk, before breakfast or in the evening. We're going to be able to, the spouses, if you want to bring your spouse, they can enjoy the shopping. They can enjoy, the other local events. The pricing is very reasonable considering all that is involved with this particular program. For a single sole practitioner like myself, it'll be $690. Mm-hmm. For 2 professionals in the office, say you have a husband and wife team and they're both working in the office, that's $475 each for the 2 principals. If a principal brings their spouse or significant other, that would be $825 for the principal and spouse, because the spouse is not generally a part of the educational sessions, but they get to enjoy the dinners, the breakfasts, the lunches, the dinner theater, the networking time, and a little bit of quiet time away from their spouse to do the things they'd like to do, maybe go on a winery tour or what have you.
Or spend that money,
Spend that money that you're saving.
Yes, that's right.
That your spouse is going to be earning because he's learning so much great stuff about his profession.
That's right. And, it's right near the holidays. So,
Yes.
and they have some great outlets down there, so that do them some shopping.
Mhm.
So that's great. So, in addition to that, any person that does attend the event, you do get CPE. You get 13 hours if you're a CPA, and you're going to get 8 hours as an EA. So I know a lot of people don't come for the CPE.
Right. We're hearing more and more that great hours are available, and MSATP has such a huge array of great seminars that people are coming to this not so much just to count the hours and add it to their little tickler, but they're coming for the content and the relationship building and the great time away from their regular life to focus on how am I going to improve my next tax season and my next accounting year.
And as you said, this is all inclusive. So it's one price takes care of everything: the sleeping room, the meals, everything. So you really can't beat the
We're not
deal.
going to pay the toll, but that's other than that,
All right.
we're covering it.
Okay. Well, and I understand we got another savings opportunity with this as well.
We do. If you are ready to, put down your registration form by July the 31st, then you get a $25 discount. And then your spouse can take that and have a good time.
There you go. Well, I think the event is going to be well received, well attended. I mean, we're going to have some great speakers and facilitators, including Steve Deming, who has actually been on a past Facebook Live program with us, and he is actually doing a program on Office 365, I believe.
Yes, he's our opening speaker, where we get the whole group together, and he's a very dynamic speaker, and you get to learn so much from Steve about their products. And he's there to educate. He's there to illuminate and give you a little tidbit. Our software is so deep, there's no way we can know it all. So we have to learn from each other, and he's going to bring lots of tips and tidbits about Office 365 and all the other Microsoft programs as well.
Well, one of the great things that actually Steve is doing this year is that as people register, we're supposed to send out an email to them and ask them, what would you like to know about the Office 365? And he's going to develop his program from the questions from our attendees.
So your participation in this event is absolutely crucial. We want you to sign up. We want you to tell us what you want out of this event, and we're going to make it happen for you because that's how important this is.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much, Marion, for joining us this
You're
morning.
welcome,
I appreciate it. And so now I want to welcome Cliff Reiter and Jerry to the program. Cliff is professional accounting sales. He is one of our corporate sponsors. Cliff Company handles buying and selling of accounting and tax practices.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Cliff Reiter, and this is my associate, Jerry Castelli. And before I get going, I'd like to thank Sandy and the Maryland Society of Accounting and Tax Professionals for allowing us to come on and talk to you. Professional Accounting Sales is a brokerage firm that helps practitioners like yourself buy, sell, merge accounting practices. We're national in scope. I have been with Professional Accounting Sales for the last 30 years. Our region covers Mid-Atlantic. We cover the New York Tri-State and New England, so in essence we cover Virginia to Maine with a Verizon territory. And basically tell you a little bit about my background. I'm a chemical engineer with MBAs in management finance. Prior to doing this, I have a long career in working in business financial planning of Fortune 500 companies, in addition to having my own data search firm. Jerry, my associate, is my local guy. I'm from White Plains. Jerry is the local guy from Montgomery County, and he's a CPA and has his own practice like yourself, and also has an extensive background in business brokerage. The one takeaway I would like you to come out of this meeting with, especially if you're a seller, is you don't have to retire. You can downsize. You don't have to sell your entire practice. We'll get into a little bit more of that as we go, but I want to address people who are interested in an exit strategy, which would be a seller, people who are interested in a growth strategy, which would be a buyer, and then you have people with no strategy, and I can help them too. Basically, in terms of, I'm a baby boomer, and what you are going to see in terms of current market conditions, it should have happened 10 years ago, but we had this big ugly recession. And so I would think that in the next 5 to 7 years, you're going to see a lot of practitioners all around the country looking to do something with their practice. I think the areas that will be better served are going to be major cities, suburbs. The rural areas will be a little bit less served. It's still a supply and demand driven market. So areas where you have more supply, you're going to get higher prices. And in those areas like in northern New England, where you have more sellers than buyers, you're going to have pressure on price. I'm in my mid-60s and I have 2 millennials for kids. And I can honestly tell you, my kids' generation is not going to be a buyer of practice. They're going to want to work for you. They want to be employees. They're not entrepreneurial, and that can affect market conditions. How do you get your practice ready for sale, and what to look for in buying and selling a practice? You need chemistry. You need chemistry between the seller and the buyer. You need chemistry between the buyer and the clients. You'll need chemistry between the buyer and employees, or otherwise the employees won't stay. You'll also want to look at fees. So if there's a dramatic difference in fees between buyer and seller, it could be a problem. You want to look at locations. Is a location going to survive? You're going to want to look at software. In terms of getting a practice ready for sale, I tell people you've got to be organized, because when you get involved in the due diligence process, if you can give somebody an answer on where a practice is year to date, or what your revenues are as we speak, it's going to help you in due diligence. When you're organized, people are going to think that your practice is more together. If you're disorganized and the files are going to fall down from the walls on the shelves, you have a problem. You also want to look at collecting your receivables. You don't want somebody walking in when you have $250,000 worth of receivables, and then they're doing work after post-acquisition and they want to get paid. Also, you might want non-competition agreements from employees, but if you've had employees for 20 years and they haven't signed them, that's usually very difficult to get. In terms of how do you value practices? Well, generally, practices sell for a multiple of gross. In our region, it's 1 to 4 point times the revenues of your practice. It can vary, but generally it is multiples. It's unlike your clients who have commercial businesses, a beauty parlor or a pizza place. Those practices will sell for a multiple of net, or a multiple of EBITDA, cash flow, and that could be 1 to 4 times. So they sell very differently. And once you have established the price, you structure a deal. And generally we have lenders, so you can have conventional financing, you can have SBA financing, you can have some seller financing. We're a seller's broker, so we look for a lot of cashing deals, anywhere from 50 to 75% down, maybe more. And we do not really do collection deals. We have third-party lenders, and the lenders can be, they're not related to us. We can help you negotiate the process. And then the last question I want to leave you, why should you choose a broker? And the question I want you to ask, just like with your clients, and if they say they're going to now do QuickBooks because of the new current tax legislation, we want, can you handle a deal from listing to closing? And if you can't, then maybe you should contact Jerry or myself at our phone number or via email. And in signing off, once again, I'd like to thank the Maryland Society and Sandy for allowing us to speak to you this morning. Thank you.
I want to thank Marion, Cliff, and Jerry for being with us this morning. Next week, your host will be President Ellen Silverstein. We will be announcing a brand new program for business owners. I'm really excited about this.
This is going to be a great one.
Yes. So we've had many requests from our members to develop a practitioner community, whereas it's almost like a small solo and small firm where you're going to meet periodically, monthly. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm giving too much away. So I got to
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week, and you're going to have Ellen Silverstein, Tom Ray, and Dunya Neto joining you in the program, and they will be launching the new program, so you don't want to miss out.
I'm on it.
There you go. Well, I want to wish everyone to have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Very good.